We live. We'll show people why they should be with us. Come on in the room, folks.
All right, we are live.
We're live. It's Thursday, right, Ray?
Today is Thursday.
So that puts us 1 week and 2 days away from a life-changing workshop.
For sure.
Mhm.
I'm just posting my comments so we can pin that to the top,
Okay.
and we'll do the same here. All right, what's up, brother? How are you feeling?
Man, I feel amazing. It's progress. I added another she shed to the property. Let me see if you can see it. So
Another sheet
that's
to
that's
the property.
that's one. See that one?
I'm familiar with that one.
And that's another one.
Oh, I
All
see.
right.
Now you too. Now
Yeah.
you got.
Yeah. Right. Because you got to be willing to expand, even when you're not ready, Ray. Like if you ask what you gonna do with it yet, I don't know. But I got to get ready for expansion.
Right.
And so me and the wife decided to invest in our expansion. So it motivated us because now I gotta do something with that one. All right. And so I've been willing to, step out and bet on myself. And I believe that's what you and Jay did, when y'all bet on yourself. So tell me a little bit about how that happened. How did you all
I think my brother froze up. But you froze up a little bit on me, Pat.
okay. How about now?
I got you.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying, you know, what was that like when you and Jay invested in each other individually to create the Acre Boys?
Um, Yeah, I think that's a great way to segue into the conversation because truly there's something about the unknown. Typically, the unknown is where you're going to find your most success. And why is that? Because if you knew where to go to be successful, you probably would already have it
Mm,
figured out. You would probably
mm,
be at that destination doing the things that you would like to do. So,
mm,
if you're in that, unless you're in that 3% of the people that's well off, or that 1% that's well off and have figured it out, we all trying to figure it out. And when you're trying to figure things out, you have to be willing to take chances. You have to be willing, not at all times, to play it safe. A lot of times you're going to have to commit first and figure it out later.
mm, mm,
And it's something about, especially from the spiritual side, once you commit first and you're living right, right, and
mm,
you're living
mm-hmm,
right, the universe will just kick in and figure out the rest for you and send you everything that you need along that journey. Every person, every place, every tool, every item that's needed for you to be successful. Once you're living right. See, most of us, we claim that we're living right, but in one department, we're trying to skip the line, or we're
right,
semi cheating. It don't work that way. I had to learn that the hard way. I did
right,
that for the majority of my life, trying to take the fast route and
right,
think that, well, I pray, we say things like that. I do pray,
right,
and I only spend just a little bit, but the two cancels each other out. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? And
yeah,
that's what
yeah,
most of us, most people don't know that about me and Jay, was some of our why we attribute to what our success really has been. It hasn't really been land that has been
mm,
our success to the Acre Boys. Land is just a vehicle that was given to us for
mm,
us to give to the people.
right,
It was for us to utilize on the rungs of the ladder for us to be successful. We didn't start being successful until we ultimately start living right and cleaning up our act in our lives, meaning that
mm,
TVs down, we had to do everything right. We had to put the TVs down. We had to start studying. We had to start reading books. Before meeting Jay, I hadn't read a whole book from front to back. And
Come
that
on
was
now.
30 years of my life. I never completed one whole book, but we committed together to say, let's start to educate ourselves. Let's
Mm,
start to invest into mentorship. And it made it a little easier for me personally that I
mm-hmm.
had a partner that was willing to do it with me. But is
Right.
that an excuse? I don't want you to make an excuse, right? I don't want you to make an excuse if you have to go alone because that may be your calling. Your calling
Right.
may be to go alone.
Yeah.
That just
Yeah.
wasn't mine. I was given a partner that was on the same page, and that made it a little more easier for me and a little more comfortable. But make no mistake, I still have the mind frame that ultimately we're individuals and I'm fully responsible for myself. Because even with me
Yeah.
having a partner, my partner don't pay my bills. My partner,
Right.
I receive my portion
Right.
for the work that I put in, but my partner doesn't pay my bills, and I don't lean
Right.
on him or anybody else to pay my bills. So
Yeah.
I think taking all of the excuses off the table and fully just committing to doing everything right, that's when it starts to work out.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, Ray, what was key in that is when you know you've cleaned up those things that kind of give us that, you know, you, like we're still attached to um, potential failure because we know like something ain't all the way, like we're denying our blessing because we know something ain't all the way right. And the reason I was able to, get to this spot is because at the right time, I had so many years of like I know I was doing it right. Like, bro, I was on a nice track record of I ain't doing nothing wrong, man. Like, it's time for a blessing. And I say it, I say it so fast sometimes that I think people miss it. But we went from a 30-foot subdivision. Ray, I didn't even have a lawnmower. I was a principal. I was living, I'm in a three-piece suit, 180 days out of the year. I had a lawn care company. My lawn stayed edged and nice. I'm driving around in the nice Benz, and I ain't even own no boots, right? And we literally went from that, and like the next day, we were at 31 acres. And I had never, myself nor my wife had ever taken any farming classes, right? And so you talking about put the cart before the horse. Shit, we had 8 cows that we bought, right? Had never been around cows. We literally had 8 cows. And it was like, okay, we gonna keep putting this pressure on ourselves to rise to the occasion. And I remember I got a buddy that came like early, the first 4 or 5 months, and we walking through the garden, and he was like, "Oh, why did you put the corn next to the okra, next to these tomatoes?" And they were growing, right? And so we asked the question. He was like, "So why'd you do that?" I said, "Bro, because the seeds they were on sale." He was like, "They was on sale." I said, "Yeah, I don't know why I put them right there. They was on sale." I opened the seed packet and I planted them next to each other. And he was like, "Brother, you don't know what you're doing." I was like, "No, I don't. I just really believe that I'm in the right path."
Right.
And I say that to say this: when I'm sitting and talking to people now and guiding them, it's because we invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into the unknown, right? And sometimes we're so afraid to venture into an area that nobody in our circle has been into. But my dad would always say, "Son, at the fork in the road, trailblazers go straight." Right? So don't be afraid to forge new territory. And I think that's what you and Jay were able to do. When nobody talking about land investment, not in our communities, until the Acre Boys really amplified it. If you go back in Facebook in 2014 and 15, I was literally posting buy land, and people's like, "Man, don't be telling nobody to buy no land," right? But now, fast forward, we're in 2025. I see that there's more that's in the same conversation that Acre Boys and Acre Boys farming is. So I would say be willing to invest in yourself and venture into the land of unknown.
Yeah, I would definitely agree to that, because even when we got involved in this, we had no idea of the magnitude and how important this message is. Actually, to be totally honest with you, we were just looking to change our circumstances financially in the
Hmm.
beginning. Now I realize that this is bigger than just the Acre Boys and us making money. We probably touch more people than more
Hmm.
people opt into our program, and that's fine.
Oh
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's why we do what we do, is to encourage, inspire, inform, and to
Mm,
make this prevalent again. Make this the cool
mm.
thing to do, because now we understand the power of it. And this is what they don't want us to know. They don't want
Yep.
us to know about rural markets, and they don't want us to come back to farming and self-sustaining ourselves. How do I know those things personally? This is not even my opinion anymore. This is
Hmm.
what I've experienced. This is what I've been told by other people, that you're teaching too much. We've personally had people say that to us. You're teaching too much. You're giving too much game away. Don't do that. Because if y'all knew that, just being ahead of the curve when it comes to land ownership, just being ahead of the curve, that is the game that they've been beating us at forever, being ahead of the curve.
Yeah,
They know
yeah,
what's coming next. They can predict what's coming next. It's an easy layup for them because they're in total control of the board. So if we can just imitate the same thing that they're doing, get
yeah,
ahead of the curve,
yeah,
know what's coming next. Once we know what's coming next, we'll get it at the best prices, right? Once we
yeah,
get it at the best possible prices, we can control the board of what comes down the pipeline. Pat, we know we talk off the scenes all the time. We know that right now they tell us about future plans, and they tell us about future plans and how much you can get involved in before the public knows about it.
yeah,
At some they have offered to give us land for free, just so we can cultivate that area before it gets fully developed. So when it's uncultivated, they're willing to, as a trailblazer, they're willing to even give it to you sometimes for free, because these new areas have to start somewhere. Whether that's with the first house that's being built, whether that's with the first piece of land that somebody's planting on or growing crops on, somebody has to be the first. And we think that we only can live in urban or city areas. And I always say everything had a start date. Wherever you live at right now had a start date, whether that's 100 years old, whether that's 200 years old, whether that's 50 years old. And new cities are still being built and curated as we speak. Right now, we're in the area right now. Right now, in fact, where Patrick lives at, right now, that area is going through a boom. They're building like crazy. They're building new hospitals. Amazon just got there. Chick-fil-A just got there. And this is only 20 minutes away from the airport. So what if you had bought that land just 10 years ago? You would have seen almost 100x on your dollar. And it doesn't stop there. They'll push out even further, and the cycle will repeat itself again. But the question turns into, will you be involved in the cycle? Or will we be late to the party again? And that's all we've been saying. So it's vital that this message gets out there so we don't continue to be late to the party, so we can witness and experience some of these things and do. I read something today, Pat. There's a brother. Where is he located? He's in Atlanta somewhere, and you probably know him because you were in the documentary. In fact, they call him somebody sent me the post. The brother, he used to be a DJ, he rides horses through. Pat, you still there? You on mute. You hear me? Pat, you unmuted? You might got to log out and log back in. Log out and log back in, Pat. I'll be here. So it was a brother. He rides through on a horse, and they call him like the horse rider, something like that. Don't quote me on that. And he owns some acreage, and it's like It's in Atlanta somewhere, and they've been trying to offer him money for this land. They offered him up to $3 million for his land, and he keeps saying, "No, I'm not selling. I don't want to sell. I don't want to sell." They're trying to push him off the land. Ultimately, they're trying to. Eventually, they're probably going to try to come in with eminent domain. For all those that don't know what eminent domain is, that's when the government comes in and they pretty much force you off your land, and they tell you that it needs to be used for something that's useful to the county or the city. In eminent domain, they'll make you an offer and they kind of force you out of your land. That offer is never full asking price. It's never usually suitable for what your property is worth. Here you go, right here. Are you there, Pat? I still can't hear you, brother. You muted, Pat. I can't hear nothing you're saying. We having some difficulty with him. All right, in eminent domain, though, they want the brother to get off the land because they want to put a major build on that land. And this is some of the tricks and tactics that they play inside of this space. But right now, he's holding steady, he's holding strong, he's fighting back, he's not bending, he's not folding because he owns the land. So stay says host muted me. You're not muted, Pat. You should be good. You should be good to speak. I can't hear you. Oh, I don't know what's happening with him. But let me parlay this message for you. September 20th, September 21st. We'll be live. We'll be live in Atlanta, Georgia, right? If you're on this call, we want to extend the invitation for you to join us on that live. And what we'll be teaching, and if you emailed us, you said you emailed us, email acreboys@gmail.com. A lot of things get lost inside of the inbox. Sometimes we see it, sometimes we don't. So definitely email us at acreboys@gmail.com. But if you're looking to come to this event on the 20th and the 21st.
Can you hear me now, Ray?
Now I got you. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Sorry about that, John.
I was letting them know, Pat, that we'll be live on the 20th and 21st. And what we'll be teaching on the 20th and 21st, we'll be teaching how we go about finding land, how we go about finding land from a small plot to a lot of acres, whether 20 acre, 40 acre, 100 acres. We cover all of that. We're going to cover everything across the board on that day. Patrick will be explaining. He'll be speaking to you how you can get involved, what to do with that land, farming standpoint. And for you being on this live, we like generosity. We like to extend olive branches to our audience. We want to offer you a 40% discount for being on this live. First of all, if you're on Instagram, comment the word live, and we'll send you the discount code for you to check out. And if you're on YouTube and Facebook, you can comment live as well to receive that discount code for 40%. On YouTube, I'll put it here and let it live here. Use the discount code Land Farms 40. And I'll put the link for you to check out to join us at that event. You have to get yourself in the room. I shared this story today. Most of you have friends that you've been friends probably with some people a long time, 10 years, 20 years, some of you your whole life. And some of you never made not a red cent with each other. Most of you borrowing from each other as friends, right? The importance of meeting other people outside of your normal circle is you get a chance to start where you are. No, you don't. You're not coming into it with a preconceived or pre-notion reputation, right? Yeah. You get a chance to come in where you are. Meaning that I met Patrick only 1 year ago, and we've made more money together in this short time than I have made with friends that I've had for a lifetime. Yeah, yeah. Because when we met each other, we met for a mutual benefit, and that's all right. Yeah, we have something in common. Our thing that we have in common is that we're both on the same page to teach about land ownership and farming. Now, sure, does that friendship Has it spilt over into other things to where I had a chance to meet his family? He's had a chance
Right.
to meet my family? Sure. And that's we're building and continue to build a friendship.
Yep.
But if we didn't come to an event,
Yep.
we wouldn't
Yep.
have never met. That's the
Yeah.
point that I'm trying to make. So the
Yeah.
importance of getting in these rooms and meeting other people that's on the same page, that have interest in land ownership, that have interest in farming, that's where your business partners are going to be at
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
events. So
Yeah.
you have to get out your comfort zone and you have to show up to these events because you want to run with the runners.
Yeah. And you know, Ray, and what you're saying is so key. Um, and with this discount code, like I just want to just stay on the discount code for just a second, right? So we're offering 40% off. Okay. Even the price of regular admissions, the value that you're gonna get, we could upcharge 40% on top of that. We could upcharge 400%. And I say that to say this. We'll go spend money on a ticket to one of these artists, and I love all the artists, but we'll spend a $200-300 for a ticket, go spend $500 for an outfit, new haircut, new hairdo, another $150, for transportation, or fly into a city to see and listen and witness our favorite artists perform the songs that we already paying $9.99 a month on our Apple Music, right? to say we were in the room to lip sync the songs that our favorite artists. And we're gonna leave out of there, we're feeling good, right? We got some photos to prove we were there. But after that $1,000, $1,500 investment, all we got is a sweet memory. What I'm saying to you all is our investment is nowhere near that. Even those that's traveling into Atlanta for September the 21st, the amount of value that you're going to get not only on day one, then get a chance to witness one of our properties, right? During day one. And then day two, get a chance to get hands on step by step techniques of what we have done for real, right? Like our businesses are tangible. Like you can go touch the land, right? You can go see the land, you can touch the animals, you can go to these events. It's not a smoke screen. And then we have members inside of our communities that have joined our programs and it's impacting their lives right now. And so if you're ready for impact, I know this sounds like a Sunday, like Sunday message. You ready for impact, right? But if you're ready for impact in your life and you don't want to go into 2026 doing the same thing, like come spend the money, take advantage of the 40% off. Get your ticket, get in the room, and once you get in that room, people don't like to say guarantee, but I can guarantee this. Our energy and being around us is contagious, right? And your spirit will be high when you leave us. And I can tell you're going to learn something from our 2 days with us that you can go apply on Monday morning, right? So go ahead and check out. We should sell out today, Ray. Like on this live, we should sell out.
Yeah, well, one thing I do guarantee, and that we guarantee, Pat, is that the information is exact and the
Mhm.
information works. I can guarantee you that because it's been working for us for the past 10 years. It's been
Mhm.
working for Patrick for the past 10 years. He
Yeah,
personally
yeah,
lives on the farm. He
yeah,
personally eats off his farm. He's
yeah,
personally has helped other people curate their farms from the beginning. We've personally have taken students and watched them make $10,000 on flips, $60,000 on flips,
yeah,
$100,000 months off of using these strategies. So that's guaranteed. There's nothing that anybody can refute or dispute about that. This is
yeah,
history that has happened. So the information to do those things will be on full display at that event. So
yeah,
I would say if you have any notion of learning anything about the land business or farming, I would put myself in the room. And yes, it is our job to push people. It is our job to
hmm
to sell these things. And yes, I'm
hmm
selling you to help yourself because ultimately it's going to happen whether you show up or you don't show up. Like, we'll be right back on that Monday morning. Patrick will be right back to teaching
Yeah,
children and right back to
yeah,
farming. And we'll be right back to our community and buying land. Because even outside of a community, I really buy land look to buy land 7 days a week. I don't have a
yeah,
9 to 5 job. That's my 9 to 5 job, is staying inside of that space. So
yeah,
the information, I can guarantee you, about the information that will be parlayed that day, it will be life-changing if you're receptive to receive the information.
yeah,
I'm going to give it to you on a silver platter. Our job is to make this, to simplify this down to the
yeah,
simplest form so it's relatable to people. So that's
yeah.
what we will do that day. And if you're there, clearly, if you're not there, you can't receive it.
You can't get.
That's why.
Listen, before this Zoom, right? We literally before this Zoom, we on two more calls. We just went over 5 or 6 properties, right? And then we're in a text thread with 3 more properties, right? Which deals that we are talking about. Just today, I had a family come from Hawaii with 100 acres to talk about helping them with in Hawaii. Now y'all know I like this Hawaii one. I was like, look, we want to go tomorrow, but they need help with their 100 acres. They flew in from Hawaii, you all. Cold call pulled up on me. Like, look, we've seen you. We wanted to, Now I'm not saying keep putting up on me. I'm still from East St. Louis. But anyway, they pulled up because they really want help. And they've seen the track record and they wanted to witness it, right? Like right now, like I'm gonna hold the camera up. Like that's real. That ain't no. That's real 31 over there. Them real chickens over there, y'all. This not no green screen, that we're doing. Like this is real, and we want to show you all how to do it because it's enough. What Ray and Jay and I understand. It's enough for all of us. Sometimes you'll get people and they want to make it seem so scarce. And you got to get. Now, we're not trying to scare you that it's not going to be enough land. No, we're telling you, it's so much land. There's so many opportunities to keep farming. Like we know we got to eat every day. Like so, it's an abundant amount. But if you don't take advantage and know how, you'll be sitting here watching everything else pass by. You'll see developments happening where that could have been the land that you could have purchased and you could have sold it and flipped it. You'll see people's health improving because they're eating directly out of the garden as you're passing by them going to the hospital and right. So these are opportunities you have and we're putting in front of you. But if you let it slip through your hands, it's gonna be your fault. You won't be able to say Acre Boys for me and give me a shot. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And once you comment live, that 40% offer will extend that only for 1 hour. We're gonna
Oh yeah, yeah,
move you in, or we're looking to move people to make decisions. It'll be good for the next hour. It's already set to be discontinued, and that will go off. In fact, it'll be a little over an hour, set to go off at 9 p.m. At 9
9
p.m., that
p.m.
offer
9 p.m.
will go away. So we have about an hour and 15 minutes to make some decisions. And we'll love to have you there. We'll love to see you in person. We'll love the
Yeah.
fellowship with you. I do want to show you something that went out today. Itinerary went out today to all people involved on the back end. Our itinerary went out today. So we'll start at 10 o'clock in the morning. It'll be from 10 to 3:30, right? And clearly we'll have some guests there. And you're seeing one of the guests. One of our guests is a high-level entrepreneur. His story is an amazing story. If you don't get inspired by this brother's story, he did 17 years and got clemency
Wow.
from the president and from
Obama. Yeah.
Obama
Yeah.
gave him clemency. He had, matter of fact, he had 17 life sentences. He had 17 life sentences. Obama gave him clemency. He came home and he's been blazing a trail of success, just inspiring people with his story. And he's
Life sentences.
in that 1% of earners, right? 1% of earners in the country. He'll be one of our guest speakers. The Acre Boys will be presenting. We'll be talking about on the first day the importance of land ownership and land investing. Then we'll be talking about how we got our start and how to acquire deeds for under market value. I'll show you how we got our start in tax deed investing and how you can get involved for little as $1,000 tax investing.
Right.
So Patrick will be explaining the importance of farming in America on day one.
Ooh, I can't wait, man. I got some testimony. I got some receipts, y'all. Like some people be talking, Ray. I got some receipts that I'm gonna share, and then I got some testimonies that I want to share, like and why you should be doing this. So you got to get in the room, y'all. Ray, can I ask this? If they join on the live right now, use that 40% code. If they comment like I'm in the room, I joined on the live on Thursday, September the 11th, and they get a chance to come to the VIP experience. Then if they comment that I joined tonight, I got a giveaway for them for me, a personal giveaway.
Well, you hearing that from his mouth
Right,
that he has a
personal giveaway.
giveaway. I don't even know what that giveaway
Yeah,
is,
it's gonna
but
be nice now. It's gonna be
I think
nice.
I got an idea what you got up your sleeve, but I think everybody like giveaways. So
Right, everybody
yeah,
like giveaways. Yeah,
so
but you got to do
hopefully,
it. You got to do it within the hour now. Don't text us tomorrow talking about what happened.
all right, Pat. What they don't understand is that getting around information and getting around people that's in alignment with the information. Most of this stuff that's the real juicy stuff, we don't
Hmm.
discuss on social. We discuss behind the scenes. Like
Yeah.
we just got off a phone call with 5 deals.
Yep.
Like so, it's always deals going down, and we always throwing bones to each other into our private communities and things like that. So we did a call last night in our private community. We opened it up for people to come in and see. And if you were on that call, I know it was the last minute, but we opened it up. But for those that made it on that call, they got a chance to witness for themselves how we took our mentees in our program, how now they're going out and they're bringing. Last night, Pat, you missed the call,
Yeah, I
but
missed last night call. Yeah.
it was on fire. They had nothing but large acreage, 70-acre tract here. Another one was a 40-acre tract. It was a 39-acre tract, and these wasn't even my deals. These was the students' deals that they brought to the table. So we
Wow.
reviewed nothing but pretty much large acreage last night.
Wow.
And, this is what most people contact us and say they're looking for. I'm looking for my
Wow.
homestead. I'm looking for my family compound and land like
Wow.
that. Looking to do subdivisions and stuff like that. Subdivisions, I will say this to people: you may think you want to do a subdivision, but get experience first because it's the big
Yeah.
task to handle when you start talking about you want to do subdivisions. It's a lot
Yeah.
that goes into that. That's my
Yeah.
opinion on that. But it was on fire last night. We had 70
Yeah.
acre, we had a 40 acre, and we had a 39 acre, and they were all potential deals.
Wow. And just that alone, right, what you just said, Ray, is, just imagine if you're waiting and saving your money for 10, 15 years because you got this idea of a subdivision. You want to tell nobody because you don't want nobody to steal your idea, all this kind of stuff, right? But because you haven't told anybody and been in the right community, you could wait that whole time and then end up putting yourself in a situation where it goes, it's not the right decision. But being in the room in the community and being able to bounce your ideas and then have like-minded people who are experiencing it or have experienced it, or being in our rooms when we bring you in a room with the builders, or we take you on a lot with some of our general contractor and builders friends, and they tell you like you don't want to do this by yourself. But if you waited 10 to 15 years and you found that out after you lost all your money, that's too late, right? So
Mhm.
get in the room with us because we're going to help you shorten that learning curve and save you hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's an actual fact. So let's end here, Pat. Let's go comment the word live to get in the room with us September
Let's go live.
20th.
Let's go live.
We will have some surprise guests that will be there. When I say surprise guests, we're pretty much in alignment with everybody from across the gamut when it comes to land space, whether that's recreational landowners that has curated recreational properties, whether that's builders that look like you, that is building multi-million-dollar properties. I'm sure some of them will be in attendance. And these are the kind of people you want to pick their brain. You want to know about a subdivision? These are the guys that you want to be in. People that grade land. What is grading land? People that level out land if it has any slope on it. People that bring in dirt. People that sell dirt. These are the kind of people that's going to be in the building. So we'll be covering everything about the space that day. Comment the word live to receive the 40% discount. Once you comment that, you'll get that discount code. That discount code would be live to 9 p.m. tonight. 9 p.m. tonight.
Take advantage. Take advantage. Take advantage is what I got to say.
All right. On YouTube, I posted the code in the comments. Just check the comments if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, check your DM. That will be coming to you. And if you're on Instagram, look out in your DMs as well, and we'll be sending you the discount code to get yourself in the room. And
Make sure you send that. If you do it tonight, now remember I got something for you, something extra. But that's only for tonight. Everything else.
Anybody that checks out tonight, we Pat, we're gonna put their name to the side. We'll email them and let them know that you checked out on this date, and we promised on the live that you'll receive whatever your giveaway is. All right, Pat. So I'll call you in a minute. You breaking up on me, Pat?
Okay.
I'll hit your line in a minute.
Okay.
All right, y'all. That's our message for tonight. Get involved, be active. We'd love to parlay this message and this information to you. It's a wealth of knowledge. It has dramatically changed our circumstances, and we continue to grow ourselves. If you're not a student of the game, typically you start to fall back. We're still students of the game ourselves. And that's why we like to rub shoulders with others, because we never claim to be gurus of the space. We just have some experience under our belt that we've made some mistakes, and knowledge comes from mistakes, right? Knowledge doesn't come from wins. Knowledge comes from failures. And we've made a lot of wrong mistakes and a lot of wrong terms. That's why we can speak so well about the space, because only way to get it right is by getting it wrong. And we've crossed those bridges, and we'll continue to cross those bridges, because things are always changing, and we never claim to be perfect. So we'll love the information that we have learned over the years. We'll love to parlay that to you, but you have to be there in order to receive it. Last call is comment the word live if you're on Instagram. Once you comment the word live, look out in your inbox for the discount code. If you're on YouTube, I'll drop that discount code one more time. If you're on YouTube, it's Land Farms 40, which represents 40% off. If you're on YouTube, and that code will be good to 9 p.m. tonight. And then tomorrow it'll be back full price. All right. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Mine is not over, but we definitely wanted to dive in and share that with you. Peace, love.